Welcome to lesson number 23, and in this lesson we will look at the predetermined overhead rate. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is meant by predetermined overhead rate, how to calculate our POR or then predetermined overhead rate, and we will do some examples. Now remember, when we talk about overheads, these are the costs that you could not clearly link to a certain product or unit. This is why we called these costs then overheads. So the predetermined overhead rate works with the estimated or the budgeted or the planned cost. So we are asking how much of our planned overhead cost will be allocated to each unit or product. We have different methods or different bases to allocate our overheads. First of all, we can use the production units. So then we look at the total number of units. We will take our total manufacturing overheads and divide it by the total number of units. We can also use labor hours or machine hours. Labor hours are then your human hours, machine hours, like the word is saying, your machine. All right, then we can also use the direct material cost and the direct labor cost separately, or we can add it up and we say we use the prime cost. Now in this exercise, we have a direct material cost, we have direct labor cost, we have machine hours, labor hours, then we have units produced, and we also have the total manufacturing overheads. So we will now use all these methods or bases to calculate our POR. Remember then, POR, I will take my total manufacturing overheads divided by my allocation base. Also very important that we remember this is not actual numbers. These are only planned or budgeted numbers. All right, so if we look at the production unit, so we are saying we will allocate all the manufacturing overheads based on the numbers of units produced. So now we will take our total manufacturing overhead, which is 10,000 in this example, divided by my allocation base. And my allocation base in this example is production units, and there I can see I produced 60 units. If you do this calculation, 10,000 Namibian dollar in manufacturing overheads divided by my units, I will get 166.67 Namibian dollars. Now, what is this answer? This is saying that for every unit produced, I incurred or I plan or estimate that I will incur 166 Namibian dollars in overheads. The next one, we can use the labor hours as allocation base. And remember, again, we take our total manufacturing overheads divided by my labor hours. And if I look there, I will find 1,800 labor hours, and my calculation will get me 5.56 per labor hour. What is this number telling me? This number is telling me that for every labor hour in the production process, I plan or estimate that I will incur 5.56 per labor hour in manufacturing overheads. Another method or allocation base is my machine hours. Again, start with your manufacturing overheads, the total divided by the allocation base, which in this example is machine hours of 1,400. If you do this calculation, you will get $7.14. What is this answer telling me? It's telling me for every machine hour incurred in the production process, I estimate that I will have $7.14 14 in manufacturing overheads. Now remember, please take note, this is not actual numbers. All of these are estimates. Another basis is then your direct material. So we take our manufacturing overheads divided by my direct material. My direct material was 4,000 and my answer is then $2.50. What is this number telling me? It tells me for every $1 of material cost, direct material cost, I estimate that I will have $2.50 in manufacturing overheads. If I look at direct labor cost allocation base, again take my total manufacturing overheads divided by my direct labor, which is 2,000, and the answer is then $5. So this means for every direct labor cost in Namibian dollars, so for every $1 Namibian in direct labor cost, I will apply $5 in manufacturing overheads. And cost, you will remember, is your direct material plus your direct labor. So this is then 4,000 plus 2,000 equals 6,000. So in this one, I will use my manufacturing overheads of 10,000 divided by 6,000 in prime cost. My calculation will give me 1.67, and this means for every $1 of prime cost, I will incur, or I plan or estimate, and I will apply then $1.67 in manufacturing overheads. Now in this lesson we learned what is POR and the different bases that we can use to allocate then manufacturing overheads. Now in lesson number 24 we will allocate those overheads and then see whether we under or over applied the overhead rates.